in the lanes 1 to 6. That's a very bad start for Gössner. The first two missed. Got the third one. It's in her mind. Well, slight breeze there from the left. It's not really enough to throw you off too much.
Semelienko hit all the standing targets in the mass start. Hit 8 out of 10 in the individual. The pressure is starting to show. First penalty loop incurred by the Germans. That is good news. Italy starting to come back again. Really solid shooting from the Italians. And it's Belarus who come through. Domracheva, who started 31 seconds behind on this leg, is going to go out of the stadium in first place. And down it goes for Vita Semelienko.
Gössner on the penalty loop, not once but twice.
Now a 300-meter gap between Belarus, and that's put a bit of life into the crowd, actually, Mike. Strange here that it's perfectly accepted to cheer mistakes, but from the opposition.
They think it's perfectly sporting, perfectly fine.
That's fine as long as they're consistent. Now, where are Germany going to be? France have come rocketing back into the race with some good shooting from Marie-Laure Brunet. She was given the giving us the opinion that she really didn't give two hoots about this race yesterday, but once it gets to the start line, I guess the competitive animal in you takes hold, especially in a relay race, and she's done very well indeed. The French shooting record, they've only required 3 spare rounds. The best shoot so far comes from Belarus, only 2 spare rounds in the first 20 targets. That's great shooting, and if they keep that going, there's every chance that not only could they get on the podium, but they could finish ahead of the Germans, the hot favourites. Sweden with Zidek, that's the standing targets out the way nicely, and from 122 behind, she's going to be less than she'll certainly be less than 122, might be as close as 116, 117.
Laura Spector there, well, she got it on the second spare round.
121 for Sweden. It is still a possibility. Remember, they have Helena Ekholm on the last leg.
Oberhofer, the Italian, she hit 4 out of 4, and she took forever to hit, well, all 3 spare rounds to hit the final shot. Just absolutely feeling the pressure of that moment.
Gössner now 51 seconds down. She's already skied 2 very quick laps. She's got to produce the lap of the day. Now let's have a little wager, Mike. From 51 seconds down, can Gössner get within 25 seconds?
That's a tall order. I think it's not quite possible, maybe 20.
Давай, тёща, резче. Давай руками сильнее. Давай рукой.
Leading 2 through 4.9, and Belarus, Ukraine are just 5 seconds clear of the French. The French going well. Brunet, this is the best she's looked for the whole championships, Mike. It's strange, isn't it? She's not been able to put 100% into the races so far, and suddenly her form, which deserted her at the end of Antolz and into Presqu'île over in the United States, seems to be coming back. Sophie Boilly and Marie Dorin take legs 3 and 4 for the French. And Dorin's had an interesting championships. I think if she's up in the top 3 at the handover, she could certainly fight her way through to a French medal.
Just there was a little ripple of happiness through the stadium here, Patrick. Bogali Titovic, the Russian, 5 out of 5, rapid fire. She hit them all.
Daria Domracheva looking very fluent. Now, we were talking techniques last night, Mike, and Domracheva, we've sort of said she's a textbook skier, but she's almost got a little bit too soft, a little bit too smooth, and maybe not quite enough dynamism in the technique anymore.
Well, it's interesting. I was talking over in Norway at the cross-country world champs with a technical expert, and they're saying, well, you've got the Marit Bjørgen, who is based on a lot of strength, compared to Johaug, who's just floats, a very light floating athlete. And her belief was that, the specialist's belief was that, well, you don't have to be all that powerful. Just let the body flow, let the muscles just work easy rather than really stressful, powerful actions on the skis. But I'm not sure. I think this is beautiful skiing, it's efficient skiing. But I'm with you, it's not aggressive, it's not massively muscular.
It'd be nice to see her involved in a sprint finish, actually, and see whether it would change for that. But all credit to Domracheva. She's done exceptionally well. She's brought the Belarus team into the lead for the second exchange. Pizarova goes next for Belarus. This is the key leg for them. Ludmila Kalinchik on leg number 4. If they can hold on to the lead for the next 6 kilometers, it could be a famous day for the Belarus team. Of course, Domracheva already with a silver medal to her name, but she was the trump card for the Belarus team.
And Domracheva, the locals here, they kind of claim her for their own, because when she was younger, she did base herself here in Khanty-Mansijsk for a good number of years to build her biathlon.
Away go Ukraine, Elena Petrushina now, and for the French, it is Sophie Boilly. Well, 4, I guess, teams that you really wouldn't have expected to be in the top 4 at this stage of the race. The question is, how much time, if any, has Germany managed to pull back? They came out of the stadium 51 seconds down. Those 2 penalty loops for Miriam Gössner. My goodness, you were right, Mike. She's not gained anything.
Just exhausted, totally exhausted. And the way that she went round her penalty loops, when you have to kick 300 meters on the flat up here before you go out in the track, she exhausted herself. The anger for missing these targets, she was always punishing herself.
Now, how much pressure on Tina Bachmann, who's didn't do too badly in the mass start yesterday. She knew that her place was at stake because Katja Hitzer has been sitting in the wings waiting to race. Hitzer not racing at 100% but shooting well, so she thought she might get called up, but it's not been the case.
It's not. Well, Tina Bachmann securing the silver medal. They only raced her once and she got the silver in the individual. 0-2-0-0, excellent shooting. Sweden, I thought they might be closer at this point.
1:35, they went through 4.9, 1:25, so Sweden are going the wrong way at the moment, and so are Norway. Norway with Fanny Horn on the tracks, with Tora Berger waiting to take the final leg. A medal is still a possibility, but it's got to be a perfect performance from here on in. The big question when you look at the top 9 there is, can Germany get themselves to within 30 seconds for the final leg charge from Magdalena Neuner?
Czech Republic is 10, Bulgaria 11, and USA 12 now, 2-12 behind.
Well, still the crowd very, very quiet here in Khanty-Mansijsk. Yesterday, the stand that our commentary boxes sit on was vibrating with excitement as they were stamping their feet and cheering on Yevgeny Ustugov. Today, the Russian team have had their worst relay that I can remember. 6 penalty loops already. The last count, they were 3 minutes 36 behind the leaders and in danger of being pulled out of the race because they're going to get lapped.
Do you know, it's amazing what the fear of failure does. And you could see Bogali Titovic, one of the best shots in biathlon for many years, and she just paralyzed on the shooting range. I know the wind was pretty strong from the left, and she did zero down on the range where it was just gentle from the left, so there was an adjustment to be made. She didn't read it, paralyzed with fear.
Big moment for Belarus with Pisareva Ukraine, I still fancy their chances with Petrushna now on leg number 3. And the French have got Marie Dorin on the last leg. Now, what do you think Sophie Boilly has to do here to keep the French in with a chance?
Well, I think she just has to keep it as calm as she can. She's had some fairly good performances here with a 34th, 39th, and some good shooting there. So just try to treat it as normal. Don't try to let the size of this occasion through into the thinking. Very difficult to do. Easy to talk about, difficult to actually do.
Yeah, I guess now that Russia are out of this, Mike, there are thousands, of course, millions of Germans wishing well for the German team in the closing stages. But when you look at the history of this relay event, only 21 times it's been run, but only 4 teams have had success. Norway and the Czech Republic have won it once each. All the other victories have been shared between Russia and Germany. There's a chance that we could get a new nation on top of the podium.
I think that would be good for biathlon. I'm not sure it's going to happen with Germany and Neuner and Bachmann out now for Germany to come in for the prone shoot. I think Germany can pull this back.
Yeah, I agree with you. Over the last few years, with the success of the German and the Russian women, it's become a little bit like Scottish football, with only 2 teams ever challenging for the championship title.
I beg your pardon. Well, that's right. But Germany's so strong with Neuner in the last leg, you just could not ask for a better trump card. She has been affected by pressure. We've seen her give that away almost in the individual race. Missing 2 targets last time in.
Again, the wind is strongest from lanes 15 down to 30. Belarus, with position number 1, have the honour of going in lane number 1, where the wind is the weakest. Strangely enough, it's the barrier on the right-hand side that is slowing the wind down, and just creates a little still pocket for lanes 1, possibly lane 2. Lane 3 looks to be pretty windy. You can see the flag just, that's in lane 4. Crowd starting to get behind Belarus. They'll like that. Good shooting. Pisareva, absolutely sensational. Now, can Ukraine clear 5 with 5 as well? A little delay, but it goes down, and a mistake from the French. So, Germany now. My goodness, what is going through Tina Bachmann's mind? She knows that success is pretty much down to her.
And look at the pressure for France now. 2 bullets left, 2 targets standing. Boilly is adjusting again and again. Panicking.
Windy in lane 4. I suspect that first shot went to the right from Bachmann. Slow and deliberate from the German. Finally, target number 5 goes down. There is the second miss from Germany. If they do another penalty loop, it might be too much to ask from Magdalena Neuner to come back from this situation. The French, Sophie Boilly, that was on shoot number 1. Lane 4, there is still a target standing. 2 rounds to clear the 1 target. Should be a formality for Tina Bachmann.
Look at the time though, 58.59 seconds. She's going to take another, 10 seconds to the timing.
Neuner, well, she's not going to get victory easily. She is going to have to work for this one very, very hard indeed.